Love God and neighbor. In Christianity, the greatest commandment is summed up in two inseparable instructions: love God fully and love your neighbor as yourself. Jesus stated that these two commands hold the entire law together. Loving God means directing one's heart, priorities, loyalty, and actions toward divine values rather than selfish desires. Loving one's neighbor means treating others with empathy, fairness, and dignity, showing kindness not only to friends but also to strangers and enemies. These commands shift religion from ritual precision to relational morality. Every Christian teaching on mercy, forgiveness, generosity, and humility grows from this foundation. The command is simple to state but challenging to practice, requiring believers to let love shape every decision. Tawheed, God's oneness. In Islam, the greatest commandment is Tawheed, the belief in and submission to the absolute oneness of God. The first half of the Shahada expresses it clearly. There is no God but Allah. All worship, ethics, and duties come from this truth. Recognizing God's oneness means rejecting idolatry, pride, and anything that competes with divine authority. It demands sincere prayer, moral discipline, and honest living, because God sees every action. Tawheed commands Muslims to build a life rooted in justice, compassion, and obedience to divine guidance. By acknowledging one God, believers commit to one path, one moral standard, and one purpose. The Shema. In Judaism, the greatest commandment is found in the Shema. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. This command calls for exclusive loyalty to God and wholehearted love expressed through action. Jews are instructed to love God with all their heart, soul, and strength, and to teach God's ways to their children daily. The Shema anchors every other commandment, ethical laws, ritual observances, and community responsibilities. It shapes the rhythms of Jewish life through prayer, memory, and obedience. By declaring God's unity, the Shema commands a unified life devoted to justice, holiness, and covenant identity. Dharma. In Hinduism, the closest equivalent to a single core commandment is Dharma, the duty to live righteously. Dharma calls for truthfulness, self-control, nonviolence, fairness, and respect for all living beings. It requires acting in harmony with one's role in the family, society, and cosmic order. Dharma is not a single rule written in one place, but an ethical expectation woven throughout Hindu scripture. The Bhagavad Gita teaches that fulfilling your Dharma is the highest expression of devotion. When people follow Dharma, they sustain balance in the universe and move towards spiritual growth. Dharma guides behavior in work, relationships, worship, and everyday choices. Do no harm. In Buddhism, the most important commandment is the first precept: do not harm or kill any living being. This rule expresses the central Buddhist value of compassion and the recognition that all beings suffer. Avoiding harm means being careful with speech, behavior, and intention, because cruelty creates negative karma that traps a person in suffering. The command to do no harm extends to the other precepts, avoiding theft, dishonesty, intoxication, and misconduct. By practicing non-harm, Buddhists cultivate a mind that is gentle, aware, and free from anger. This command becomes the foundation for meditation and the path toward enlightenment. Remember God and live truthfully. In Sikhism, the highest command is to remember God constantly and to live a truthful, honest life. The teachings of Guru Nanak emphasize meditating on the divine name, Nam Simran, and letting that remembrance shape daily actions. Truthful living includes fairness, humility, service to others, and courage in defending justice. Sikhs must avoid hypocrisy, corruption, and meaningless ritual. Remembering God keeps the heart anchored in gratitude, while truthful action expresses divine values in practical ways. This command ties together devotion and ethics, forming the core of Sikh identity. Ahimsa. In Jainism, the biggest commandment is ahimsa, absolute non-violence. Jains believe all living beings have souls, and harming any creature produces heavy negative karma. Because of this, Jains practice intense care in how they move, speak, eat, and work. They avoid harming insects, animals, and even microorganisms when possible. Ahimsa is not just avoiding physical harm. It includes avoiding harmful thoughts, angry speech, and emotional injury. The other major Jain vows, truthfulness, non-stealing, chastity, and non-possessiveness, are all extensions of ahimsa. Liberation from rebirth depends on reducing harm to the smallest possible level, making this command the center of Jain spiritual life. Good thoughts, good words, good deeds. In Zoroastrianism, the greatest moral command is a three-part instruction: think good thoughts, speak good words, and do good deeds. Followers believe the universe is a struggle between truth and falsehood, represented by Ahura Mazda and destructive forces. Each person participates in this battle through their daily choices. Good thoughts purify the mind. Good words spread truth. Good deeds push back chaos. This command covers everything from family life to work, worship, and community behavior. By following this triad, Zoroastrians align themselves with the forces of order and help sustain goodness in the world. Follow the Tao. In Taoism, the highest command is to follow the Tao, the natural flow of the universe, through the principle of Wu Wei, or effortless action. It instructs individuals to avoid forcing situations, acting with aggression, or manipulating others. Instead, a person should live simply, gently, and in harmony with nature. Following the Tao means understanding the right moment to act and the right moment to step back. It leads to inner peace, clarity, and balanced relationships. Though not phrased as a command, aligning with the Tao functions as Taoism's central moral directive. Filial piety. In Confucianism, the greatest commandment is filial piety, the duty to honor one's parents and elders. Confucius taught that moral society begins with respectful families. This duty includes obedience, gratitude, care for parents in old age, and proper conduct in all relationships. Filial piety extends beyond the household to shape personal virtue, responsibility, and loyalty to community. It creates harmony in families, which then produces harmony in society. All Confucian ethics, education, leadership, and ritual grow from this command to honor those who came before you. Purity. In Shinto, the central moral command is purity, maintaining spiritual cleanliness and showing reverence for the kami, the sacred spirits in nature. Purity is achieved through rituals such as washing, offerings, and respectful behavior at shrines. Impurity, or kegare, arises from disrespect, arrogance, or actions that disrupt harmony. The command to remain pure shapes festivals, family customs, and everyday conduct. It teaches gratitude for the natural world and encourages balance between people, nature, and the divine. Honor the gods. In ancient Greek religion, the highest commandment was to honor the gods through ritual, sacrifice, and respect for sacred laws. This included participating in festivals, offering prayers, and maintaining family altars. Greeks believed that neglecting or insulting the gods brought misfortune, while proper honor ensured protection and prosperity. The command shaped civic life, household duties, and personal ethics. Even though ancient Greek religion is now gone, its moral structure revolved around reverence for the divine. Keep your oaths. In the ancient Norse world, the greatest moral obligation was keeping one's oaths. Honor defined a person's identity, and breaking an oath was seen as shameful and destructive. Oaths bound families, warriors, and leaders together. They shaped agreements, alliances, and legal decisions. Keeping one's word was considered sacred, and even the gods were believed to uphold oaths. This command reinforced loyalty, courage, and responsibility in a harsh environment where trustworthiness determined survival. Walk in harmony. In many Native American traditions, the central command is to walk in harmony with the land, the community, the ancestors, and the Creator. Harmony means respecting animals, honoring sacred places, fulfilling community roles, and maintaining balance in daily life. Actions that disrupt harmony are considered morally wrong, while actions that restore balance are virtuous. This command shapes hunting practices, conflict resolution, storytelling, and ceremony. Walking in harmony is both an ethical and spiritual path.